Hey guys, welcome to the Bitcoin video. So Bitcoin did a little bit of a number today. It broke lower only to fake back to the upside and break above the support line that was resistance and then quickly overtook us. So I did take a small loss here on the short position. The market seems to turn a little bit. There's nothing, again, super explosive out of any of these moves. It's possible that it wants to build it up. I doubt it. I think there's a lot of overhead resistance that Bitcoin's going to have to work through. Pretty decent close I think we're going to get today. And let's jump over to the charts and take a look at kind of what are some of the expectations moving forward. And, let's take a look from a daily perspective here to, let's do a 2-hour chart. So we shorted Bitcoin on the retest of this line, and then, I had the stops right above these levels, going under the idea that that's a 1, 2, and then the beginning of a larger 3, 4, and 5 lower. But instead the market pushed back, and I did not have a lot of time by the time I posted the chart, because I would have liked to maybe get out of it a little bit before the 618 tag. But next thing I knew was just like, boom, bam, through it. So, now what this does is this makes this move into an ABC. With the fact that we broke higher, and that's kind of what we're going to be, looking next. It could be another fake out, and the market could come back lower, right? You could have an ABCX, another ABC. You could still be in a big range and just have a complex move, starting from here all the way down. So there's a lot of things here, but let's just assume that this continues. How would that look and kind of how that would work out? So for that, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the charts where we follow the counts. So the larger picture that we're continuing to follow is this ending diagonal in wave 1, 2, as part of a larger fifth wave, right? So 1, 2, 3, and then we're doing a fourth wave in here, and then with the break lower. Now, as part of the internal legs of the leading diagonals, I prefer them to be just simple ABC rather than zigzags. I don't think necessarily that that's a hard rule rather than double zigzags, but let's see if we can count that through a very simple ABC. Which means that this market still has to travel higher. Now, you could see in here that we reacted very nicely to the bottom of the channel, right? And this is, how simple sometimes this kind of channeling technique works, where, you're basically, if you want to get long, you pretty much have a very, very defined risk. How bad it feels sometimes, to kind of pick something out there, at least it gives you an idea. Or if you want to wait for a bit of a rally out of there, for example, right now, you just buy the pullback, and then you're thinking, okay, this could continue to the upside. But again, it's a very kind of choppy environment in here, I would think, overall. So let's take a look at the 2-hour chart. So we're monitoring the move from the lows to the highs here, or the ongoing moves. And let's take a look here. And you could see, let me just zoom back in again. So we have an impulse up here. Right, so let's see first, if there's a couple of ways to do this, because you can count this whole thing impulsively from this low to this high, or you can count it, as a, you can count it as an entire move, or you can do it in 2 separate moves. And here's what I mean by that. So you can go, for example, ABC. So I'm going to go ahead and take my line. All right, erase drawings. Good. I'm still stuck in my drawing. How do I get out of here? Okay, I think I just had to hit escape. So you can do basically right here an ABC direction. So we're going to go A, B. Let me get that out of there. Okay, so we can go ABC, go back to a 1 hour. Okay, so that's your first A, B, and then up in C. And here you have a 5-wave move, so we can kind of go ahead and get that done. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, and 5. So that's the first move higher. Then you have your ABC correction here for the B wave, and then you push higher here in the C wave. And, let's just decompose this so I don't have to. All right, so they decompose it like this. I would say that it's probably like this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. So 3, and then you have a big old triangle here in a fourth wave formation, maybe all the way back there, and then you push a 5. So that's your ABC. Now, if that's correct, and I saw one of the guys here in the room actually post this, you know, which is great. Then you have, let's say, maybe an X wave. Now, this X wave here, it's very short. I like the X waves to be an X wave. It's very visible. It's you know, I don't think you can miss it, and most of the times it's quite sharp. And the way that looks is it actually comes almost all the way here to the B wave, and then you have an ABC. So that's your A, B, and then up in C, and then you're doing an X wave in here, right? In an A, B, C, and you come in an X wave, and then you move back up higher. Now, let's just give it the benefit of the doubt and just say that this was just a very simple ABC, and that's all it was. So again, just kind of picking up a correction, go down in A, up in B, down in C, and now we're beginning, you know, the next move higher. So now we need, you know, the next sequence, where it's going to be an impulse that's going to go up. So we're going to go ahead and get the impulse from here, and we're going to go, let me just do it on the side here. Okay, so we're going to pick wave 1, wave 2, the ongoing wave 3, let's see, we're doing a 4, where are you, buddy, and a wave 5 in here. So let me go back to like a 1 hour. So like that, right? Because now you have you know, you have your 1, 2, 3. This fourth wave should not travel more than, you know, 38%. So Alt 4, 4V3. So you can see that that comes in at about 17,107. If we go to a 45-minute chart, I don't like those ratio lines. So no further down than this. If you're breaking below 17,107, I think it's going to be kind of hard to maintain this posture as, and let me hook it up right there, right? Because that's the 2. So actually 17,081 for a fourth wave. If you're breaking below these levels and you're starting to come lower, then that's going to become another ABC move. All right, and that's kind of you know, a little bit of a danger here. So pay attention to this as we're moving into tonight and tomorrow, and kind of how you trade this or you're looking at it. But then again, you know, then that's going to be just wave A. So and I mean, look at how big these waves were, you know, and we'll see if it's going to develop like that, because there's plenty of room to travel. So ABC, and then if you're looking at the 2 hour in here, right, we want this to be another ABC. So that goes like this, correction, and we're going through this A, B, I think I messed it up. Let me just delete this out. I'm used to seeing, and I got it because I opened up a new instance of motive wave, but let me just do this. So this is going to be then a WXY, and I'm going to do this first so we can have the proper labeling. So combination, so if that's an ABC, then you have your WXY. So now that looks much better. It's going to change the labeling here, you know, so it just dropped a degree. And then now this one, this wave Y, has to become, and you know, we can play with it. We can just push it a little bit higher back there. It doesn't have to be, you know, all the way at that same. And then we decompose this. Where are you here? Decompose as a correction. So we were just measuring wave A right in the beginning. So that's going to be an A, somewhere sideways in B here. So A, B, and then up in C. And you see that this tells you, and I'm going to have to double check on this, but this tells you the waveform must subdivide into a zigzag. And that's the thing about, you know, ending diagonals. So I have a double zigzag, which is a little problematic, but there is a way to, you know, work that out, you know, to have this entire move from here to here as a wave A. That's a B. Instead of an X, which I don't like, and then you're getting a C wave. So that's what we're going to do next. I'm going to delete all this. No, let's just keep the child waves in there. But what am I going to do is, instead of this ABC, I'm going to delete this, and we're going to change something in here. We're going to go, actually, no, let me just delete this too. So I'm going to go to 1 hour, and then we're going to go, you know, this wave 5 completion back there. Okay, so that's a 5. That's a triangle in 4. That's a 3. That's a 1. And then that's a 2. So you have your 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And you can see here, right, that we've gotten with this drop into the 30-30 of the wave 1 just by a little bit. but the close was above the wave 1 top. Now this fourth wave, it's a bit smaller than this, but it looks good as a triangle, you know, in some of these subdivisions, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. So it still looks pretty decent in the way we're counting this. So now this becomes a wave A. And, you know, we're basically bringing this down here as a wave A, right up at the top. This becomes a wave B, and then I'm going higher. And then that becomes wave C that connects with the fourth wave. So now you're getting that, okay? And this wave C can terminate, you know, a little bit shorter than that, but the idea is that you need to get into the territory of the wave 1, and let's just put a line in there. You know, so that is at about, what is this, at about 18,147 you would have to kind of travel, which would be somewhere up towards the top of this channel in the next move to the upside. So long story short, that's kind of where we are in this sequence. And, you know, I would continue, the market seems to want to continue to climb. But then again, you know, if it's a 1, 2, how much room do you have to the upside for this C wave? So let's look at it, right? Because we just came with the idea that this has to get in there. So this whole thing, right, has to be a fourth wave, which means that you have to do a 1, 2, 1, 2 to kind of reach all the way up there, unless there is something else, you know, going on in here. Or maybe that's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's play it like that. And we're going to go here to an impulse and then just go, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you're going to get a wave 1. So that's kind of what would you be looking at, the 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. For this C wave. You could see the waves in here. And this way it could work. So eventually, you know, if you go on a 20-minute chart, you know, you might climb a little bit higher in here. All right, 1, 2. This wave 2, let's say, was pretty deep. You know, we got to give this wave 4 a chance to form. But then again, you know, it needs to stay. Let me just delete this. It needs to stay, you know, above the 38.2%. And then, continue higher in this wave 1, then you're going to get a chance to long again on the second wave. You know, that's supposed to stay above that 618 and then push to the upside. So listen, just a little bit more of a detailed video here. I don't do a lot of these. Let me know if you know, like this, or you want me to, you know, continue to talk like that about this type of situations, you know, on the smaller time frames. A lot of them are not that easy, and sometimes you're getting into a bunch of chop, and you know, this one, to say it's a bit more clear now, but, you know, a lot of times it's not. It's just you have on the small time frames, you feel like you want to pull your hair out by trying to identify what's going on. But at least, you know, we had a little bit of a roadmap in here, and, you know, let's see if the market follows it. Now, if you're coming back, you know, again, below these levels, then you know that, you know, there was nothing bigger, and you're basically, you know, looking further down. So for right now, we're staying inside this channel, and we're going to respect it. Thank you guys for watching. I'll talk to you a bit later. Bye-bye.